Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Vinny here with FuturestraderElite. Our New York live stream today. We'll jump into these charts in just a second. Let's I gotta adjust some things before we hop into the chart. I'm not completely set up on my end. You guys let me know in chat if you can hear me okay, and we try to see if we fixed the lag again a little bit better for today. I don't know why the lag was so off yesterday, but readjusted everything. So hopefully it's better today. Good morning, Nicola. All right, let's jump into, I'm not going to wait, know who all's on, but we're going to go ahead and jump into the chart now. We got about 6 minutes, it looks like, or somewhere right in there. Let's jump into this NQ chart here. So right now this is on the 1 minute. Kind of need to clean this up a little bit. Good morning, Melinda. Posted a pre-market prep video earlier on in the morning on YouTube. I don't know if anyone had a chance to look at that, but we'll jump across some of these levels here because some of the things I posted in the pre-market video this morning have already been dealt with that drop. So, excuse me, on this 4-hour time zone, see this imbalance here was on the 4-hour. They pretty much picked it up. I guess we could leave a little bit down there. It didn't quite get to the bottom. We had some 1-hour imbalance up here, but it filled it with this drop. You can see it blew right through this 4-hour candle. 4-hour precision entry zone. We're below this one. With this downside move, you know, we got S1 pivots right down here at 798 sitting in this 4-hour precision entry zone. And that precision entry zone is 792 to 802. There's another one down here at 726 to 736. Thanks, Melinda, for letting me know the sound is okay. Let's they made that drive. They made that slow grind drive overnight last night. Slow grinded up here and tagged that trend line in huge rejection. That trend line has been on for a few days. I've not adjusted it. I've not needed to. They keep respecting it. Every time it gets there, it drops. So, say they try to pull this back today, the range in them trend lines on the candle we was on now could get down to 642 to tag that trend line. You know, hopefully we don't get there. But even if we did, it wouldn't be unhealthy because we got this low, higher low. If we did get down to 645, 640 up in here, higher low, you know, the question is when are we going to break this trend line and start putting in some higher highs along with everything else? Until we see some structure change on the higher time frame, definitely bias is going to be bearish. Hop down to the 1 hour. We've got about, what do we have here? About 3 minutes maybe left. Okay. Here on the 1 hour, now that this has been put in, you know, I can't put in any imbalance, but from where we're sitting right now, there's imbalance all the way up to 96. Where's our gold? Oh, our golden pivot is at 957. You know, ideally we would like to see that get above that golden pivot and the 50 EMA here on the 1 hour, and maybe somewhat feel bullish on the intraday. I don't know what the news was like this morning when it came out. Obviously they didn't like it. Well, it wouldn't matter. They could have liked it and that move still could have been bearish. That's why it's hard to trade news. It's always been hard to trade news. You shouldn't try to predict news. All right, here we're on the 15-minute. These are some, these boxes here are some imbalances on the 1 and the 5-minute. Here we have some imbalance on the 15-minute. You know, with the other smaller imbalances on the inside. So we have a 15-minute bearish imbalance there. Change the color on it. Then we have basically one down here. We'll see they're already trying to come back to the upside, but it's right there. So we'll see. Color it bearish. A little bit of bullish still needs to be filled. And then see this S1 pivots right here inside this 4-hour box. Got about 1 minute left. I'm going to hop down to the 5 and see if there's any little imbalances we need to be paying attention to on the 5-minute. Yeah, there's one right here. Just about 79. Be paying attention to that. Hop over to the 1 minute. We got 15 seconds, guys, before the market opens. I'm going to be sitting on my hands here at the open. I'm also going to be, I'm trading evals right now. I need to rotate out. I caught a pretty good bounce off the drop this morning, pre-market. See what they try to do. Market's open here. Not going to jump into anything right off the bat. Don't do anything too crazy. ATR is at about 19, 20 on the 1 minute. So not nearly as high as you would think it would be here at the open on a news day, for sure. Look how they pushed down out of that golden pivot right there. Crazy. I'm going to move this imbalance up to the top of that wick. We come down here. Let's get our data box out. See what this line is. Prior open down here at 870. We got a little bit of imbalance here on the 1 minute, it looks like. 996 to 25,020. I'm going to take that one out of there. It's about 7 points worth of imbalance, though. I guess what I'm going to be looking for here is for them to smooth some things out, see if they can stabilize this, and actually choose a direction this morning instead of chopping around. I've been dealing with a lot of chop every day here recently. If you have any questions, throw them in chat. If you are new to the stream, I put a link to Discord in there if you want to join Discord. Hope everybody's doing well this morning and not just jumping in a bunch of things. What's going on, Prime? Yeah, no problem, Nicola. You know, really, there were some good setups in pre-market because of the move that it made, but you know, truth be told, it's safer not to trade pre-market for most people. It just depends on how long you've been trading and experience. Good morning, Kim. Hey, I'm glad you found us, Coates. Glad to have you here. If you want to join Discord, there's a link at the beginning of the chat. Shouldn't be too far off. We hadn't been on very long. Kat, did you catch some of them moves in pre-market this morning? My strategy, Coates, is based around structure. Everything I trade and teach has to do with being able to read structure, precision entry zones, imbalance zones, zone boxes, pivot points, and trend lines. And then there's just a lot of little other things that you could throw in there. We not no kind of like signal trader or nothing like that. We don't do that here. It's all about reading structure. No, oh, I got you. Well, good, Kim. Hey, that keeps you safe, don't it? Nicola is trading some Bitcoin. Are you trading Bitcoin futures, or are you just short actual Bitcoin? That's a really good trade, Nicola, right there. I try not to talk about Bitcoin too much around here, but if you're trading futures, then yep, we're going to talk about it. Every now and again, well, not lately, but sometimes I trade Bitcoin futures. I hadn't traded in months though. Kim said just made a 1K on eval. Good job, Kim. Me too. I'm trying to work on some evals. I'm going to trade NQ first to start the day. I had a good look this morning. I put about 2400 into that I was copy trading off that drop. I bought that bounce. One of them bounces and made right. It was pretty good. I think it was this bounce right here. I took out this 4-hour zone and covered right up here before this drop. Or no, this drop stopped me out. I was following my stops. Probably cut a short or a reel to put out on YouTube about that. My stops were in here and that candle flew in so hard. No, we do not, we don't really go over either one of those. We strictly, on the stream, trade NQ and MNQ. I do trade gold on the side. Every now and again, I'll go over it here, but as far as the everyday coverage, it's mainly going to be NQ and MNQ. And I don't really mess with oil. Every now I messed with it about a week or two ago on the spike. That was the first time I'd even looked into it. But I don't like to hop around like that. I like to find what's comfortable. And the harder you focus on one thing, the better off you'll be, I think, as a trader. Just like picking one instrument and sticking with it is kind of like picking a strategy and sticking with it. Strategy hoppers tend to never get anywhere because they keep strategy hopping if it don't work, and and try to blame the strategy. But one thing that sooner or later, when you're strategy hopping, you at some point you got to realize it's not the strat and that it's the operator, if that makes sense. No, I appreciate that, Nicola. Yeah, put a little time into building it. It suits its purpose for me as long as I go over it a lot here on the stream every day on how I use it, implement it as confluence in my trading with structure. So if you're here today, you'll probably hear me talking about it quite a bit. So I'm looking at this small imbalance up here that they put in right here. They're with this push up. The 1 and 2 minute kill zone is exhausted almost, but the 5 minute has room to expand into this zone, maybe up to this whatever that purple line is there. Y'all know I can't never keep up with them dash lines. That's a prior close. I can see the 5 minute kill zone has room to expand there, but then we have this break of structure right here that we could get rejection out of the top of that 4 hour zone. We'll see. Maybe get a little pull. The 1 and 2 minute got some room for a pullback here. They could come down here and either test this pivot or this 50 EMA, this pink one down here. They could come back and test that and still have room for a leg up. Melinda says she's being patient this morning, green, but wanting to keep it for once. Laugh out loud. Well, I'm right there with you, Melinda. I'm going to try to stay patient. You know, I'm going to try not to jump into anything. And we are just going to take our time here. You know, it being a news day, I don't even know if I'm going to mess around with trading my funded accounts today. We'll see. I tried to come back and trade them yesterday in Power Hour, and I didn't like what I seen on MNQ. I think I was in the green $10 on them, and after fees, I think I actually only made like $3. But I didn't like what I was seeing, and I was like, no, I'll just have to wait and try to trade tomorrow. I felt the urge that I might try to force something in Power Hour, and so I just logged off. Yeah, I think you're right about that, Melinda. It usually is. You had mentioned that the other day, and I agree with that. Sometimes the rollover is so different between last month's and this month in price that this is probably why it's at that way. They're trying to make up for all the price imbalance between the two contracts. I wish it's too bad we couldn't get in this. This would have been a nice bounce down out of this area off the oversold in the kill zone. If you could have held through though, this might have stopped you out here, but man, nice push. Beautiful push. I like it. Right now, because of what the chart's telling me, I'm going to be looking for a first reaction short play somewhere. And it might be up here, you know, if I get a first red candle on the 1 minute chart here inside this 4 hour zone, and see it's up here where this structure break is important for this cup right here. After that long drive down, that's important. So I think I'm going to try to take my first reaction short out of this area. First red candle might be a bad plan, but we'll see. If it being early, you know, we ain't even 15 minutes into the market yet, and it being this early, it's usually safer to play these drives with the exhaustion and the kill zone later in them after the first 15 minutes of the open. But we'll give it a shot. You know, it's the worst can happen. The 5 minute still has room to expand. I usually wait for it to get closer to the overbought area than this for this trade to work. I already don't like the fact that it tested up that high. After you get that first red candle, you're looking for the next red candle for a decent push to the downside pretty quick. It's not doing what I want it to do, so I'm going to tighten this. I'm going to have to get out. You know, it's more about risk management. All right, there we go. Going down there and tag that. Leave them stops there. I'll move this one. Maybe it'll get a bigger push to the 50. Come on, let's go. Show us what you got. Give it all back. Come way down here and sweep the 50. Nice. Let's go. What I like. Yep. What do you guys think? Not too bad, right? Anybody else take a short out of that zone? I'm going to have to move my stop and leave it right in here because it's going to pop back at least enough to stop me out. Nice. Get the rotate out to the next account. Yep, let's go. Beautiful. Nice base hit. More than a base hit. I don't necessarily got to get that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, look at that. Prime said they got the short. Nice job, Prime. Love it. Oh, you got some green, didn't you, Melinda? That's not getting out too soon. Great job. You hear me talk about you're OG. You're here every day. You hear me talk about you see me get out too fast or get stopped out, and then it just keep going. That's the name of the game, really. Lock it in when you can. That's the most important part. We don't want to be foolish enough to let it go so far, not move no stop, and then let it come back to break even. I mean, that's almost insane to me. I don't know why anybody would do that. I tried on here on the live stream here and there on MNQ so that we can let some run, you know, but all right, let me be quiet. I'm trying to get my accounts rotated. Oh, Jeff's here. Morning, Jeff. Jeff said, I did get in, was waiting for the box above. Nah, the imbalance up here. I'm with you there. I was thinking it might get there, but they start putting in that first red candle and kill zone's starting to be exhausted like that. I start thinking, hit my goal for that. Good job, Melinda. Hit her goal for that account. You know, this could be a sweep of the 50. They could be cooling the 1 minute and 2 minute kill zones off. Like I was talking about a minute ago. I had said they might cool it off, pull back down here for a push higher since the 5 minute has room to expand. Beautiful, beautiful. Trey, great job, everybody. If we got anybody new in the chat, there's a link to Discord if you're new here and want to join Discord. It's at the beginning of the chat. I'll try to put it back in there when I get a chance. That way it ain't so far behind, but we hadn't been live very long, so. Hey, what's going on, Room Beats? Appreciate that, Coates. Glad you're here. Sorry, guys, I got quiet. I'm trying to block some spam. I'm getting spammed really bad for some reason. All right, so yes, I caught somebody last night trying to slide into the Discord as FTE and got them blocked and deleted right away. How do you trade the box above? Melinda, you're talking about this box right here that's highlighted, this blue box? If that's the box you're asking about, well, we're not going to trade that box, probably. Because for me, okay, so we might. Here's the thing, the 1 and the 2 minute kill zones curled back up after this pullback. Now they're curling back up. The 5 minute is almost overbought. Almost. It's like between 40, about 50, 60 is where it's at. If it could get to 80, it would be getting up into here like top of this box. What I would be looking for is another leg up, them to tag the top of this box, and I'd be looking for the first red candle with my oscillator down here, my kill zone rolling over with the first red candle, and enter on the red candle for the short play, or something like what this just did. The key to that play is you buy at the close of that red candle, and you're looking for immediate reaction, not what happened to me back here. Luckily, I was able to stay salvaging that trade and getting the green, but it's a lot easier to take that trade in MNQ. You're running a lot more risk trading NQ than MNQ, so, and it's a lot harder to let some run sometimes. If you don't get an immediate death candle, it's kind of hard to just sit there and let it chop around, at least for me. I don't have time for that. I need to start seeing immediate reaction. The room beats, the kill zone's nothing more than an oscillator, momentum oscillator. So I put things in it, of course, if you've used just a regular one, it's just got two lines in it that cross over, whatever. So, the red line, the green line, that's our overbought, oversold. That way it's bright and we can see it. It's at 80. Then these boxes inside the kill zone are my precision entry zone. Just like I have these precision entry zones on the chart up here. That's what I built in here. These are considered precision entry zones. And mine right now are set at 40 to 60 up here, 40 to 60 down here, minus 40, minus 60 down here. You can adjust these boxes. Okay, you got the 50-yard line or 0-yard line right here in the middle. You can move these boxes, say, to 30 to 50 and 30 to 50. Move them in closer to the center. And when, say, this green dot back here that's glowing, it lands in a precision entry zone, tends to be a signal for, early signal for a reversal in the trade, is what the glowing dots are. Well, any of these dots mean it, really, but the ones that land in the box tend to be the best most of the time. Just depends on the market. And then say you wanted to move these boxes from, say, 40 to 60 to 30 to 50, then they still glow in the box. Wherever this box is at, they will shine better than, the ones that are outside the box, like this one don't, this green one. And I've played around with this a lot between moving it from 30 to 50, and this is 40 to 60, and I've even done, I think, 20 to 40. And I think because of the way I trade with structure, I just moved them back to 40 to 60. Because the main thing I use this for is to help me judge my entries for exhaustion. We're right here, we're at the 50-yard line on the kill zone. 1 minute. When I look at this indicator, I automatically don't want to get short right here. Why would I want to short? I want to get closer to my short up here. Because we got higher low, higher low. This could be a higher low. Right here at the 50-yard line, if I go short under the 50 EMA, there's a real good chance that it'll test this low and then spike. And so the short is actually a bad play now, or a bad trade plan for myself. Maybe not necessarily to everybody, but for myself, the R&R there ain't good enough for me to say, okay, I'm going to do it. Not when this oscillator's there. Now, if this came down here and tested this low to the left and this oscillator was on this green line down here, I'd be thinking, okay, maybe I need to take a long right here. I hope that helped. I could go on days and days with stuff, so. Are you asking about just a standard dot like this one here? Or like this red one down here? If that's what you're asking about, it's just where they cross. It's just a crossover dot. It would all look the same. It wouldn't nothing be glowing or anything had I not put in these boxes and said I want them signals to be brighter when they're inside the precision entry zone. If that's what you're talking about. So let's see here. And it's just momentum. Momentum. Well, I mean, price is what's moving it. So I mean, but it's just like a SMI. A Stochastic momentum indicator. Of course, price moves everything. Chart wouldn't be moving if price wasn't moving. No indicator will work without price movement. That's why you got to rely on structure before you can start relying on confluence from indicators. I guess you could say it's a price indicator. It's a shift in price, is what it's telling you. But it's also momentum shift. I don't know. It's all tomato, tomato to me. So potato, potato. You know, if that makes sense. What do we have? We might need to get us a little trend line going here. SMI. Sorry. And then it just depends on how much time someone's had with trading and indicators, you know. You can adjust all types of settings for all types of indicators. And a lot of times people don't realize that. And depending on the style of trading you're doing and time frames and everything else, you may have to have your indicators set on different type settings, not just the default. I built this indicator, Room Beats. It's not part of NinjaTrader. I sell this indicator. But I thought there was a SMI in here. There might not be. I thought there was. Looky there, looky there. SMA, is that why you asked that? Should be smooth moving average, that. Oh, here you go. One of these right here. See, this ain't the same, but it's close enough. Stochastics and then Stochastics fast. Be close enough if you're trying to add something like that. Well, I don't know. I say close. I don't know. You could try it. I've tried them. That's why I built the one I got. I didn't like it, but I have a volume weighted MACD that I built that comes with the indicator pack for NinjaTrader and the one for TradingView that I was using before I built this kill zone. That's all I would use, helping me add confluence. But I needed something a little quicker, I thought, on the 1 minute and some of the other things I was doing, trying to dial in and get a little more precise about things. And so I built this one and quit using the MACD. How far are we behind today? It seems like I'm getting responses in chat faster when we're speaking, so we're not lagging like near as much as we was yesterday, I'm assuming. Anybody catch this short out of this area up here? If you did, great job. Tell us. Let's celebrate them wins in chat. If you got this short up here. Yep, Kim said she got it. Kind of figured that you'd be the one that would have, if anybody did. Always on it like that. Always on it. I was too busy talking to pay attention. My bad. Oh, I understand, room beats. I appreciate that, Kim. Thanks. Sometimes, sometimes less is more. People get tied up in saying that they need a bunch of different things on their chart to understand what's going on. And if it's part of their strategy and they understand how to use it, it's people who end up having a bunch of things on their chart and really don't even understand how they work. And, there are some indicators that go against each other when they're on a chart if you don't understand them. And so then it gets really noisy. You peel everything back, peel it all back, and learn how to read structure. And once you know how to read structure, there are certain indicators to put on there that will add confluence to your trading. Melinda says she tried to short the bottom right down here. Come on now. Hey, that was under the 50. Just pay attention to this kill zone down here. If I'm going to go short on a trade, I prefer for this kill zone to be up here in the overbought. If I'm going to go long, I prefer it to be down here around between this green line and this precision entry box inside of it. Anything in between them two ideas can be chopping you out. It really can be. So it's one of my rules that I try to do that, and I broke my rule back here when I got in that short play because the 5 minute wasn't quite ready, where I bought right here and it went against me right here, but then gave me that candle. So I ought to thank the market because it could have humbled me right there, especially trading NQ. Oh, it is, we're going to flip this to the 15 minute. Let's get us our 15 minute box in here real quick. Where's our 15 minute candle at? Where is it at? Is that the right one? Yeah. So right here is our 15 minute. Let's see what it did. So we come out of the bottom side of it and tag that there and drove up. Can you say that one more, please? You would not short under the red box. Yeah, let's hop back over to the 1 minute real quick. So when I'm looking for a short play, even let's say it breaks below the 50 like this candle's trying to do right here, unless my kill zone indicator is up here, around this red line, between that red line and this box, kind of like these are, and I get my first red candle and it crosses over, I might short it from up there. But you see, we put in that red candle, nice red candle, close below it, but look at where this is at. This could get down here to the oversold area and give you a quick bounce of, let's say, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 points. It might take this whole candle back and you enter on this candle thinking it's time to short, and then it goes against you. We need these moves to happen when we're in the overbought territory, not the oversold territory. Now, I mean, there are instances where you might, if there's some kind of bleed off, because these can get down here and chop around down here just like they do in the overbought up here. And then you break here and you take this low out right here to the left. And then if you take this one out, I can understand it. But see, now this will be the better play, is to buy the retest of the 50 for the short. But I still wouldn't do it because of what this looks like. I'd rather take it long out of here and take it short out of the top of this box. Anything in between is a kind of less than par type trade for the R&R. For me, anyway. How's everybody else doing? Any good trades? Look, they come up there, tested that golden pivot, pushed it back down pretty good right there. Don't fiddle in the middle. I like it. Not bad at all. The ATR is around 20 right now. That's a little better than we've been dealing with the last couple days, I think. I'll move his box over here. Oh, Natalie's in. Says she's down 325 on the day so far. Oh, take a step back. NFB, take a step back. We got plenty of time. Are you trading MNQ, Natalie? I think that's what you said you trade, I think. Or are you trading gold and everything else? Oh my goodness, I hadn't even looked at gold. What happened over there? Whoa. They must have got hammered down overnight. I usually try to look at this before the market opens. Ooh-wee, look at that drop. Gold took a crazy drop. She said, hey, well, it's okay that it's an eval. But just nice and smooth, don't let emotions or anything try to creep up on you. Wait for some A+ setups. You gave up on gold. I quit messing with gold a little bit myself because with the props, it seemed like every time I turned around, it was banned for volatility. But I still keep it up on my TradingView chart. That way I can click on it and look. Every now and again, I might jump over there if I can find a bottom or something. If they have a decent drop, I might try to take a long out of the bottom or something. If I need to find a decent trade for a base hit or something. If it sets up, I won't go over and force it. But late afternoon, sometimes I'll see a drop and I'll be like, oh, I'll go over and take some micros, 2 or 3, 4, sometimes 5, and get me a decent base hit. Because sometimes it's a struggle to get through some of the accounts, and you can go over there and find a trade, and just one trade, and bam, you got your base hit, you're back where you want to be, and there ain't anything stressful about it. Other days you go over and look at it, it's like, nope, not touching that. Wow, look at this. Looks like it's finding some legs here. ATR's up to 30. What anybody take this long down out of here? Out from under the 50 down here? This is a nice push right here. I know somebody on here is probably scalping something here. Maybe. Tad bit ugly here though, the chart is. Choppy. Put us a one minute trend line down here. Nice job, Melinda. Melinda said she ain't scalping. I wasn't talking about you though, Melinda. I just figured somebody might be scalping. I might have thought it might have been you though. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe. No, I'm just kidding. Did you bring your Uncrustables to the desk today so they can all unthaw? That way you'll be prepared when it's time? I shouldn't do that. It might make myself hungry. Maybe I need to bring some to my desk. Maybe I ought to put me a mini fridge in beside my desk. Nah, that's just too lazy. I already got a fridge out here where I'm at, so. Kind of messy, isn't it, guys? Not worth trading in my eyes. If anybody has any more questions, you can just throw them in chat. I'll try to answer them best of my ability. So far, we're still green. I got through 4. Well, I traded 2 in pre-market. So, only 2 since we've been open. And didn't even get through them yesterday, like I said, and I came back in power hour. I wasn't on the market. I think 10 minutes is what I watched some of power hour yesterday. I didn't like what I seen, so I logged off, and then I looked at it after 3 o'clock on TradingView just to see what it did, and said, yep, I'm glad I got off. Nasty little drop here. Swinging this thing back and forth. What do we got here? We're swinging about 32, 40, 50 points or better. 50, 60 points. Wow. Scalper delight right here if you scalp the range, I guess. And size down. Natalie, you said you was trading NQ, or you trading just one mini at a time? And my Great Dane's getting restless back there. Natalie said yes. That's what I'm trying to trade right now, is just one. I might have to switch over to MNQ and try to do some trading and some funding this morning. I'll probably end the stream at least by 11 today. I gotta go to an appointment at 12. I want to make sure I give myself plenty of time to do that. Or I'm sorry, that's not market time. Plan on ending the stream by 12 market time. Come on, give us this pullback. There's enough room on the kill zone on the 5 minute to expand down here to retest this area right down here. I think I would like that. Like it a lot. Mm-hmm. Nice. Show us. I'm going to say, I'm going to try something right here. Good morning, Swang. Swang is here, everyone. Welcome, Swang, to the room. Let's see, that's 82, 882, 72. Would be a $200 stop. Nope. I will. Yep, I will do that. See if it drops down here. And then if it does, then I stop out and I will buy back in. Right about here. Oh man. Jake's here. Hey boo. You ready for pillow talk? He must have been too busy making money this morning to get on. I need to fill this imbalance here. I'm going to say that low, 863. Let's see here. What to do here? Maybe they get the bounce here. Maybe. But in the event that they don't, I want to pick one up down here, right here to protect this low. If it does come down and gets me and tries to go against me, I'll stop out here and readjust and see if we can play a sweep of this low if they try it. Things are looking a little bit better on the kill zone. Even though the 5-minute never got to the oversold, it's trying to curl a little bit. The 1 and 2 are curling. Long time listener, first time caller. I talked to Jeff, I think, yesterday and told him y'all was asking about him, where he was at. He said, I'm still here, winning and losing, laugh out loud. He said he, I guess, was watching some from the sidelines, but he hadn't messed with any futures. So what a day, what a day. Jake said, bounce, baby, bounce. I guess Jake's thinking we're going to get a bounce here. Bounce, bounce. Maybe we will. Building something there, isn't it? Might be sitting there building a bull trap. Intraday, high day. I got you. We will will it that way. It might not happen right now, but it will happen today. Anyone know why it dropped so hard? Yeah, Jake knows. Jake's here. He's like a walking news channel. What happened this morning, Jake? Well, it don't really matter what happened. There was news today. And it don't matter if the news is good or bad. The market does whatever it wants, so. The worst thing anybody can do is try to predict what the market's going to do just because there's news out there. I've learned that the hard way. Ooh-wee. That's not good. Wow, I'm surprised oil didn't spike up more than it has. I've been watching it pretty tight, the futures, so. All right. What we got going on here? We gonna come down here and get me? Who can do it? Or is it gonna leave me at the train station again? I'm gonna start calling this stream getting left at the train station. I think I'll move his stop down to here just in case. It's about right there. I think that's $250 stop. I guess we should go over here and trade some crude oil. How many new people are in chat today? Like, this is the first day. Like, maybe you just found us. I think the rush might be coming possibly from Facebook. My views skyrocketed over 200,000% in the last 7 days, so. And we've gained like 57 subs in the last 18 days on YouTube. So something's going on somewhere. I think they're leaving me down here. You know, this is a classic setup right here for this to rip. Let's put us a box here. Oh, it's yeah, but it's thank you to everybody out there, Melinda, and everybody that's participating and being part of it, you know. It's not a one-way show. So we got our chop box down here. You know, if they can break out of the top of this zone right here, if they break out of this chop zone, I'm going long because my kill zones are exhausted. On, well, the 5-minute has room to expand down here. But if they can get enough legs, say they get a big green candle and could close out of the top side of this chop box in one candle, I'll start thinking about taking the long. We just have to be careful with the 50 being right here and this wick to the left. Jake, I appreciate it, man. If that's what it is, keep doing it. Prime said a friend introduced this in Telegram group. I think I know a couple people in Telegram. Dave or maybe Bruce, maybe? Bruce F. I appreciate them doing that. Kim done that for me as well with a Telegram group. I appreciate that, Jake. Yeah, I'm prepared to take the. Yeah, what Kat just said right there. Well, I don't know if those is any of the people you was talking about, Prime. Do y'all know each other? Is that where this happened from, Kim? All right, so the 5 minute is getting a lot less room to expand to the downside. I mean, it can. Naturally, it can, of course. But the fact that the 1, 2, and 5 are so exhausted, I hope it does. I hope it does pick me up because I think they're gonna. I think they might try to rip this here. We'll see. Oh, okay. You know, Jake, I'm sorry. Look at this. Look at this. They're gonna stop me out and then they're gonna rip. Ain't no way. Ha ha ha. That's all right. Don't you do it. They said I don't think so. Downtown. Come on, you swept that low back there. Uh, and you filled the imbalance. Nice. Ooh, let me get out of that. That him made 1,000. I just lost 1,000. Nice job, Kim. Oh yeah, come down here and pick me up. Let me get a ride. I'm gonna ride. Come on down. We got this precision entry zone down here, and it's at the psychological 800 number. So, and we got the S1 pivot sitting in there. Sometimes those are the way it goes. Knew the risk was there. Instead of taking it to the upside, they said they wanted to bring it down. So, with that good move to the downside and it being that exhausted, I think if we can get the push down here where I'm at in the 4-hour precision entry zone, might be opportunity for a decent bounce. If it ain't, I'm gonna blow this eval more than likely. Jake said fear missing out today at 2:30. That will be 2:30 Eastern market talk. We don't talk in daylight savings time around here, do we, Jake? I mean Central Daylight Time. Oh, give me the bounce out of here. I sure need it. I'm going to study my time zones over the weekend. I'm going to start talking all kinds of time zones next week. Not really. I'd have everybody confused. That's a 4-hour zone, 4-hour precision entry zone. That's 802 to 792. Japan. I need to start going on camera and putting me some drop scenes behind me, and I'll get one in Japan and act like I'm trading from all these places like gurus do. Maybe I'll go get me a jet and park it out in front of my shop in the gravel driveway and put some red carpet on it. I could do that though. Float around in the pool with a laptop. Look at Trader Bruce. I love it. You know what? I realize that too, Bruce. I don't know what's up with that. She's surfing the internet looking for all these weird pictures. It's a whole lot of time editing. Wow, Jake. You need to quit. You're divulging too much information to people. Just because I can't afford a big swimming pool, you shouldn't make fun of my swimming pool. They would leave me down here, wouldn't they? Well, you start divulging that, you see, that's why I don't invite people over. Only one person at a time can fit in my swimming pool. Oh, Kim said she's waiting down there for the long. We'll see what happens. They may come get us, they may not. Hopefully they don't try to come down here and sweep it, too bad. You look back here, I mean, with the way they built this structure here, it bounced right here at this one. So they can take that out. I think we should be good for a bounce here if they do come down there and pick it up. Yeah, it's worth the risk, I think. At least see if I can get these dudes back to green. Oh, I hate it. I hate it when it does this. Might have to get ready to play some type of break of structure play up here, because they might try to send this out of this area, at least back to the 50 EMA. Things are setting up a little bit differently there on the 5-minute as well, so got too much room now to expand to the upside. I'm going to go and get in it because I think they're going to push this up higher. I think they're going to break structure. At least come up here and try to tag the 50 EMA, I would think. Excuse me. What a day. I better not get more than one of these minis. I'm gonna end up regretting that probably. So I don't know. Maybe not. Hey, what's going on, Deluxe? Yeah, ouch. Right here is a prime example why you don't preemptively get into a trade like I did long. I didn't let it break or retest or anything. And now look. What in the world? Hey. I have to lose control of this eval. Now the only choice I got is for it to go my way, and then maybe buy into it on a winner. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to get out of here and go back down to my 4-hour box down there. Come on, ATR, man, I wasn't paying attention. ATR is only at 12.13 on the 1 minute. Once again, low ATR early in the day. No, I'm not doing that. Let's see here. I need to rotate out before I do blow these. Rotate out. All right, got them rotated out and get all this pulled back up. Oh, I'm sure that this thing will probably move up here to like 26,000 now that it tried to blow me up. That's the market for you. It's a whole nother reason why I won't get in none of my fundage right now. Ain't no way. Anybody on here use my funded futures? See, they got some kind of deal going on for some rapid plan. 2 days to pass the eval, daily payouts, 90-10 profit split. Not a bad deal at all. $97. Normally 157. Might look at that later on today. Read a little bit more about it. Melinda said she's down, wasn't down okay. Now she's up 130. Jake said he saw the ad. Yeah, just seen it in our Discord. Well, should have stuck to my first plan, left my orders here for it to come back, but everything on the kill zone was looking like upside on the 1, 2, and 5, and that's about all it could give. So Deluxe said was down 700, now got 200. Nice guys. Nice Kim. She's gonna get her couple. Melinda, no, not every prop firm is the same as far as the drawdown rules on a 50K. Most are 2,000 on the drawdown. There's a couple, I think Apex and Bullinox, I think is 2,500 on 50. I didn't realize the Deluxe says that MFF doesn't provide level 2 data. I thought they did. And he said it's trailing drawdown, so not end of day. I don't know. I don't know if I like it that much. Never mind. Maybe not for me. Natalie says Apex changed the 2K on some of their accounts, and they probably did with that new rollout. I hadn't really kept up with it that much. Oh, once you pass, it's trailing. Probably end of day on the eval and trailing on the funded. I mean, it's okay. It really depends on what fits the trader, the rules, the risk strategy, and all that. Yeah, I'm with Kim on that. Go with the flex or whatever that, the core, I think. Is that what it is? Core and the flex. Yep. Well, it seems like they're all competing to try to have better rules and better accounts and daily payout stuff. It seems like everywhere. Well, Melinda, it's because, I mean, with prop accounts, the only risk you're putting up, the only capital yours you're putting up is the cost of the eval. And then whatever it is, if you have to pay activation fee. then you're trading with someone else's capital. You know, whereas if you wanted to go into the market and be able to trade, let's say with a 50K account, depending on who you're with, you can trade like 4 minis or 40 micros, or like Bull and Ox's 7 minis or 70 micros. You'd have to have a pretty good sized cash account in order to actually play by the same kind of rules with your own cash. If you start, you know, and if you look in, it's a big difference. And so then if you blow an account or you lose an account, you're not actually losing all your capital. Of course it does. It all adds up, but you could probably buy more than enough evals for a whole year for what it would cost to have enough money to trade minis in a cash account. Probably a couple years, depending on, I mean, it just depends, I guess, how many you're blowing or something, but. The margin requirements is pretty crazy on futures. Margin requirements are crazy no matter what you're in, really. If you have cash account trading stocks and options and have a margin account, and you get called on something, then it gets high. It gets a little bit less expensive, I guess, depending on what prop firm you use, because if you're still in the learning phases and beginning and having a hard time passing evals, then it's probably going to be better to go with one of the cheaper prop firms as far as purchase of the eval up front, but then you have to pay an activation fee on the backside, you know. But if you keep blowing them, it's in my eyes better to buy one from Bull and Ox or Apex that's only 15 or 20 bucks if you get them on the right sale. Pay the activation fee if you pass them, and if you don't pass them, it's just another 15 or 20 bucks. Whereas if you blow them all the time and you keep buying the ones that have where there's no activation fee and then paying resets on them or anything, I mean, now that adds up. You know, you pay close to $100 for one that has no activation fee, and if you pop it, either you got to cancel it, buy another one, or reset it. And so in reality, you can buy a cheaper one, say 20 bucks, pay activation, pass it, pay activation fee of 148 or 150, and you're only, 170 on this account. Whereas if you buy one with no activation fee close to 100 and you pop it one time, you're already at same cost. And then if you keep doing that account, you're going to be way higher than the cheap account. It's all a numbers game. It's nice to get ones where there's no activation fee, as long as you can pass them on the first go round. Yeah, if you hit your drawdown, the whole key is to have tight risk management and not hit your drawdown. They all have their own set of rules that you got to trade within. You got to learn to trade your risk inside the rules that are set before you. That's the only downside, I guess, to using props in someone else's capital. If you had a cash account, you don't have to deal with any of that, but you do have to have enough margin in your account to cover any losses you take. Well, this sideway action sure isn't the action we're looking for. Pop this over here to say the 5 minute. Can see a little bigger picture here, I guess. See what we got going to the left. I think I might still try to play out of that 4-hour box with that S1 pivot, maybe. Right here. Anybody else out there thinking about trying to take a long out of this box down here? You know, they may come down and try to sweep it or something. And the look said, not thinking about not trading. Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that. Don't want to find ourselves out here trying to force anything, you know? I had drawn something on on the chart the other day. I went over it to the downside. I need to try to look at that here in a minute. Let's see here. Yeah, it's easy to do, Deluxe. Things sneak up on us like that. I'm gonna hop this over to the 15 minute. What are we trading at? 829. This down here, this right here would be like, if they did pull this back heavy, this would be a line in the sand area down here. I don't think I don't have enough data loaded. I switched it because I had too much data loaded, but this box down here, there's a triple bottom off the top of this box at 732. If it were to get down this far, it'd be about 1,000 points. But there's a triple bottom here that there should, if it come down in this zone pretty hard one day, you should see a pretty nice bounce out of this area. And then the bottom side is where the next leg down would be. If they break through the top of this box, you should see 486 or so coming in. Swing just got 20 points from 825. Nice swing, nice. Another little chop box down here. Last one of these they put in ended up going to the downside, so we'll see. It really ain't down that far from the high on the day. Huh. Seemed like we was further away than that. I'm gonna mute myself for just a second, guys. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Looks like every time I get up to do something, the market tries to do something when I'm not around. All that sitting and waiting. Nice little run up there, wasn't it? Nice, nice. Wow, that would have been a nice first red candle on the exhaustion right here on the kill zone. Got back a little too late, so oh well. It happens. Seen some people post in the Discord and the P&L. Done good today, already green. Hope everybody else out there is staying safe and hopefully green as well. Excuse me. Anybody get that long there? I was away from the desk. Did y'all get anybody take this push? Maybe this break of structure here into that. Could have took the break of structure right here, around 870. Took the push into the next break of structure right here is where it rejected. Around 908, 910. Excuse me. Yeah, it looks like they're going to come up here, maybe try to break structure again and push. They got a lot of room to expand to the upside on the 5 minute. It'll put the 1 and 2 over an overbought side for a while, but it could hang out up here while the 5 minute keeps pushing. Pushing up on the indicator, that is. Try and go for the expansion here on the break. I'd like to see them get the expansion, break out, maybe try to get up here and test that golden pivot. Nice. There it is. Keep going. Expansion. Move up here. I'll take my base hit. Or should I move it down here at break even? And see how much room we can give it to breathe. I'm glad I didn't get stopped out. I had to get up and walk away. Dogs trying to tear stuff up. Nice. Let's get that expansion. You know, there maybe get up there to the golden pivot. The 5-minute kill zone is just now at the 50-yard line, crossing back up. So I mean, they could try to cool this off, pull it back some to get an extension leg to the upside here. I need to move mine tighter because I'm not going to give it so much room to breathe that it could come down here and tag me out at break even. Already got 2 evals down. Be nice if I can, you know, get these up to make up for that. All right, nice little base hit there. Anybody else try to take his break structure here for a little scalp out of there? Little base hit. Coach said he missed it. That's all right. They didn't push it as hard as I was hoping they would. At least not right out of the gate. They still could. It's a nice leg up here. Consolidation down here. Slowly worked it up. Maybe they get us another pullback, you know. As long as they can pull back and keep a higher low somewhere down in here, maybe around that 885 area. Possibly even if they pull it back to the 50 EMA, still would give it room for another leg up. I don't know if they'll give us back that much though. Excuse me. Wednesday. ATR is down around 13, 14, something like that. Is everybody sitting on their hands, being the patient trader? Or are they out there? Are you out there scalping the candles? No, I appreciate that, Kat. I might be done trading. I'm only going to be on for probably another 45 minutes because I got an appointment to go to. Hopefully something will set up that I can trade before then. If not, I might try to come back around the news area time, 2:30 or something, and if I'm done by then, and see what I can see. But if anybody has any questions out there, just throw them in chat. On hands. Coach says he's on hands, needs to pass 2 evals. The best way to get there is to be on the hands when at the right time. Being on the hands is a winning trade any day. If the market don't allow you to trade the plan that you set forth, then stay away. When you think about trading, at the end of the day, most people's concept is green. Green is a goal. Green is a goal. You know, they want to be green. Well, if you step back away from it, zoom out a little bit, really green isn't the goal at all when it comes to this. Being controlled is the goal. If you are in control, you will reach your goal. So many people focus too hard, I believe, on the P&L, and they need to zoom out a little bit, widen the horizon, see more of what's really going on and what matters the most. You know, because worrying about that green day or that P&L is one of the first ways that you're going to end up with one bad trade that's going to erase every move or every gain that you had, you know. So for me, controlled is the goal. The discipline, the mindset, the risk. Don't be out here trying to predict what the market is going to do next. That's why we use structure and confluence of many factors going together. 5 days a week, confluence will beat prediction every day. A lot of people hop into this for the excitement, I believe. We've all been there, all done that. And to be quite honest, discipline, once you find that sweet spot, discipline is going to feel boring to you. Trading's going to feel boring until you start seeing the results of what it looks like to become a profitable trader. It's not having to always be in a trade. It's not chasing trades. It's learning to be in a controlled environment. I think a big reason that pushed me a little bit to do what I'm doing now, something I never thought I'd be doing, streaming, trying to teach and help, is not only the fact that so many people would always ask me questions or DM me, but I could never find anything like this when I started. No matter how hard I tried, I never could find anything like what I'm trying to kind of change things up. Never found anybody explain anything that actually ever made any sense to me. So I try to take all that technical jargon out of it with like, oh, when the MACD hits here with the HTF and blah, blah, you know, I try to put it in human terms. Coach said he likes boring. It took me a while to get there, but I'm there now. I didn't used to like being bored. Now I enjoy it. You know, it helps. It helps to be trading together, have a trading community. It's already hard enough on a trader with everything they deal with in the emotional side, psychological side to be trading, and then to be trading by yourself alone, you know, behind a computer, no communication, no one to try to prop you up, have each other's back, you know. I'm sorry. Did I say something else? I'm just rambling on. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Coach. Just trying to fill dead air. Y'all tell me to be quiet. I wish that I'd have been kind of paying attention to this up here, although I don't like the ATR. Your family doesn't want to hear about trade. Yeah, they're the first, one of the first and foremost that don't want to hear about it. That's with every trader, Coach, not just you, me, the next trader. It's just funny how it works like that. Jake, what do you think this is going to do on the news this afternoon? You think they're going to whip it both ways, or do you think they're going to send it one way? Pretty bearish day, it looks like. Not getting much out of this. Roombeats asked I trade PAIDs on live. I have, but I only do it if I'm trading MNQ. I've been trading this week. I've been starting to stream off trading NQ, trying to get through some evals, and then if I don't have time to get through them, find enough trades, then to even get through my evals, I just get through what I can. Try not to force anything, and then I've been trying to come back in Power Hour, like I was saying earlier. Come back yesterday in Power Hour to try to trade my fundeds on MNQ. Took a couple trades, small trades, tried to take starter positions on something I thought was forming, and I kind of felt off with the market myself. Like I felt like I was trying to force it maybe, and so I stopped out on both them trades. I was like $10 in the green. I think after fees I only made like $3. But after that second trade, something didn't feel right to me. I was like, well, I'm just going to get off, you know. So, yeah, I mean, it just determines on the day. I will. I thought about switching to MNQ earlier when we was down here in this little consolidation. I thought about getting an MNQ and taking some small positions to try to put something in them. Now, last week, the first 2 weeks that we was live streaming, I was rotating them in the morning, which I might have to start doing that because some days it's hard to do in the afternoon. Yes, ever since I've been now, I got away from copy trading for a long time. I just started back copy trading not long before I started streaming, and I always rotated accounts, but now that I'm copying, I'm still usually only copying one. Like I'll have a lead account and I'll copy one to it, and then I'll rotate to another set, usually just two. Now, if I have a bunch of evals, I might do 5 of those at one time, but let's say I have a group of 10 evals, I won't do all 10 at one time because I've been burned by the copy trader more than once. And so I might trade 5 and then leave the other 5 untouched in case some weird goes on, or I just take a bad trade and mess up on my part as a trader. So I don't have any set rules though, as far as I'm only going to do this many accounts or this. Just normally I try to keep it to one lead account and one copy. I try to manage my risk better. If I'm going to copy trade, you need to be a lot stricter with your risk because it multiplies, of course. It all looks good when it goes your way, but it looks really bad when it don't. And I would never copy trade my funded accounts in NQ. I will copy trade them in the micros, but I will not. Well, I don't even trade my funded in NQ. Not anymore. I used to. It's easier to keep tighter risk in the micros than to deal with NQ. I've had too many A+ setups go against me trading NQ in a funded account. Or then I've been stopped out several times and then the trade did work out. But you got to keep your stop in on them fundeds, and then say you get hit for $200 or $300, and then as Jake says, it goes to the moon. I mean, you being a green 1,000 or better, yet you got stopped out, and you can't get stopped out and jump right back in. Then you're chasing. That's against the rules. Once you get stopped out, you have to put another trade plan together. Now, like if you immediately get in and get stopped out right in the same area where the original trade plan was, but you still think it'll work, it's okay, I guess, to get right back in. But I did that live trading NQ, I think, yesterday. I liked the trade, but I had my stop too tight. I got stopped out, and I immediately got back in and kept going. So every trade's a little bit different. And you have to take that on a day-by-day basis as well, room beats. Like the ATR is extremely high. No, I'm probably not copy trading. I'm rotating one account at a time. And if I don't get any trades, I'm fine with that too. Every day is always going to be a little different. If you are going to copy trade, you're going to have a set of rules around that as far as risk management, you know? Because whatever you're copying is what you're multiplying by. Not going to recommend that anybody should start copy trading. I would definitely, if you're good at passing evals and got some funded accounts and got a pretty good win rate and are good with your risk management, then yeah, go for it. I wouldn't just automatically jump into doing something like that, like I did back in the day. I just jumped in there, 2 feet straight in with no life jacket. Hope that helped you out a little bit there, room beats. I like Jake just said, he said he likes to copy his paper account. That's not even a bad idea. I mean, if you do think you want to get in copy trading, just copy trade sim accounts. You can set them up just like their evals or anything else. You can go in there and adjust the settings on them and everything, and at least in NinjaTrader, and then get your feet wet that way with it. That wouldn't be such a bad idea. Room beats, do you do any copy trading now yourself? We man, ATR's down to 9. Ooh, no wonder why it looks like it's not moving. Yeah, that's tough, Kim. As Kim just posted in chat about that, I think you're talking about what happened a while back. I remember that. I remember me and you had talked about that. That's tough. I mean, it's one of them things that comes with trading, and especially when you start messing with the copy trader. That's kind of why I will only do evals if I'm going to copy that many. at one time. I won't do no funded accounts that way. The most funded I'll do is 3 on MNQ. Sometimes just 2. I thought you don't copy trade now. I thought you was still doing some copy trading on at least your evals. Oh, okay. I thought you was a little bit. Yeah, I stayed away from it a long time because it ate me up. I was like, nope, not doing that. I think my copy trader went through like 7 updates before I ever used it again. I scaled back a lot though this year. At the beginning of this year, I started scaling things back. I pretty much switched over to all micros for the most part in January when the new year started, to switch some things up as far as my own risk management after reflecting off some things last year. And then I still do the minis on the eval sometimes, but a lot of times I just stay on MNQ still and trade the evals on there. I'll just up my micros some. Whereas I won't trade that many micros on the funded, I might get up to, I can't really say. Every trade's different. I don't have a set number. If I have whatever I'm allowed to have, I usually use almost half of them depending on the trade. If I think it's worth it as far as dollar cost averaging in, but you really got to get a good move with micros when you start getting that many. Otherwise, them fees they'll eat you either way, but the more you can make off one single trade, the better. Although 5, 10, 15, 20 micros is usually plenty on them evals to get them passed pretty quick in a quicker manner anyway than trading just a few. There's definitely nothing wrong with taking more time than you need to trade an eval. Even if it's an eval you can pass in one day, don't mean you got to do that. It's those thoughts that are put in your head by these prop firms that can mess with your emotions, and one of those is prop firms that have daily payouts or same day payouts, because then it makes your mental status go, well, I only need to take, if I take one more trade and make this much, I can take a payout today. That's not the right mindset in my opinion. I mean, you need to be more concerned about the risk side of it, being in control of the goal. Trying to push to get a daily payout is a bad idea. Somebody says what I think about Bookmap. I've looked into stuff like that. It has nothing to do with the way I trade. It can be, I'm not saying that it's not a good strategy, but that's not what we do here. I'm a structure trader. Everything starts with structure. Everything that can be added to a chart is nothing but confluence for me. We can strip everything off the chart, all the indicators, and I'll still be able to trade this chart just using the structure. So at the end of the day, that's where it all begins for us and for what I teach and the way I trade. But I'm sure, yeah, some coach said that someone streams Bookmap on YouTube. I mean, there's something for everywhere and everybody. Just depends on your trading style, what kind of trading you like to do, what makes you feel comfortable, who you think is a good teacher, mentor, whatever. I mean, there's so much that goes into it. And you know, the ATR is kind of low, but even on days when the ATR, you can get some good trading in when the ATR is this low, but they got to find some kind of direction, you know. They need to make up their mind. Someone in chat said, "What are the highest R&R I have achieved?" I'm assuming that you mean maybe me or people trading in the stream. I don't know. We really it ain't something that I keep up with. I'm not gonna lie. I used to do a lot of journaling and logging and keeping up with percentiles and this and that. It's something I don't really mess with anymore. We just live trade every day and educate. You can have you can be trading a particular R&R, but still at the end of the day, if you're not a disciplined trader, you can be 70, 60, 70, 80. You could be a 90% win rate and still be red, because all it takes is one bad trade to wipe out all the gains. Eventually, it seems like it's hard for people to stick to an R&R 100%. There's always the possibility of the emotions trying to creep up on you. I kind of was talking something a little bit about that earlier, was I not? About what was I talking about? Oh, so but green isn't the goal, and that's what most people focus on, is being green at the end of the day. And I think there should be more emphasis placed on being controlled. Controlled is the goal. If you're controlled, then you should be green. But people focus so much on particular things and leave so many other important factors out that it can in turn bite you back real hard, or get you put in the tilt. And so, of course, I want to be green every day, but I'm not. That ain't my sole focus. Is whether or not I'm going to be green. I'm more concerned about the quality of the trades, the why. Why are we taking it? Where our take profit's going to be? Where's my structure break? Where I need to put a stop? Where's I usually use mental stop. So mentally, I got to know if I do take a trade, what am I actually willing to lose? I don't think I could probably say that enough times, but to me, being controlled is the goal. When you trade for 5 days in a row and 4 days you're green, and then on the 5th day you wipe all that green out because of a bad day, that means you're not controlled. You don't have control. Knowing when to walk away, very important, especially on the funded side of these paid accounts. Trading's not easy. I know they make it look that way all over the internet, but that's not true. Anybody that has spent enough time behind a computer knows that. Jake, you'll control me? Am I getting out of control? I might need somebody to control me. My wife ain't here to do it right now. Looks like there's just not much happening here. And I don't have much longer that I can try to place a trade before I'm going to have to get off here. And you can't force anything because this is ugly chart. You know, they put in this chop zone here, broke out of it, got up here into some structure area right here, rejected. So, you know, now I got this something like this right here. Still some kind of controlled chop in here. Dipped out of it, came back in, was above it, came back in. You could extend that. So for what, about last 45 minutes, they've been inside this range here. 40 points, maybe 50 or something like that. And it's not real pretty either. It's not like it's playing range. It's went out, went below, went halfway. They're not playing top to bottom. Not like they did back here. This was more of a range chop right here. They kept it pretty tight compared to this. Once again, I didn't get to rotate through many accounts this morning, which is fine. I think as long as I got some explaining done and some education, it don't really bother me. As long as I helped anybody. I'm not just going to stick a trade up there on the chart so that I'll be in something and we just watch it do whatever it wants. Got to trade with a plan. And I appreciate that, Coach. All it takes is one. I'm glad that it does. That's what matters the most to me. It's been a weird week so far anyway, and like they said, it's a contract rollover week. That might have something to do with it. Between that and news this week and everything else, it's just not been the norm for sure. There hadn't been really any crazy moves at the market open like there usually is. No really high ATRs yet this week at the market open. That's right. Jake said it best there in chat. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's exactly right. I'm hoping everybody's staying out of this chop mess right now. If you had something better to do, now's probably a good time to go do it. Because I'm pretty sure you're not going to miss out on anything when it comes to the chart. And that's one of the biggest things to be able to accept when you're going to trade. You do not have to be in the trade. You do not have to be in the market when you're trading. You can just observe and let it be that. Yeah, coats, there's plenty out there for sure. Lots and lots. If you have any questions, just give me a holler. Jake said, I'm just waiting for that sandwich. I think Melinda brought the Uncrustables with her to the desk. They should be unthawed by now. I don't know if she can same day ship them to you or not, though. She might not be with us. I think she might be done for today. I can't remember. I think she already posted her P&L today, I think, so. Amazon 30 minutes. I don't know where she's at, but she might be somewhere she could just throw it really hard and it land where you're at. I could probably send you one. I have a Dove system here. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be too heavy to attach to one of her little legs. We had all that crazy weather here these past few days, and now this coming weekend it's going to be back in the 80s. It's supposed to be, I think, almost 85. Yeah, that's what it is. Just now getting a message from Tradify about the reminder about the futures contract expiring today. I would think everybody's done rolled over by now. It's pretty easy to tell when you get on the wrong one. You can definitely tell in the liquidity part of it, and the candles usually. Melinda didn't reply. She must be gone. She's too busy eating them. She's eating them Uncrustables. We don't get any. All right, Kim, I appreciate you being here. I was going to ask you about work earlier, and I didn't know, but then I remembered. Uh, you you only work. You don't work like some people do, like 5 or 6 days in a row doing that. You got a sweet schedule. You'll be missed. We'll see you when you come back. Stay disciplined out there, especially if you try to trade from work. Yeah. Uh, that's because he don't know how to spell it. That's why, Kim. He didn't realize he's missing the letters there. Yeah, Swang, I think you're right about that. They probably are. I'm going to start dialing this back here too, because I'm going to log off and get prepared to leave the house. So, see you, Kim. We'll be back at it again, same time tomorrow, same place. And hope to see all y'all back. Maybe we will have a better trading day, better chart to work with. Stay green today. Stay patient. If the chart don't fit your trade plan, then just walk away. You know. And yeah, I appreciate hit the like button, share button, comment. All helps everything grow and move it along, grow the community. It's all appreciated, all the support. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, I'll see you, Joe, Jeff. Anybody else in the background that might still be with us that hadn't been in chat? Hope to see you tomorrow as well. And if you're new here, come join the Discord for free. If y'all have any questions, just reach out to me on Discord or on chat tomorrow. Everybody have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow.